channel. So today's video is all about the things that I wish I had known at the beginning of my journey. Is basically what took me 14 months to learn and to really work out and apply to make weight loss effective and easy. So I want to share what I learned through that year. I've been maintaining my 70-pound weight loss now for years and years, but I learned a lot in that first 14 months that if I had to do it over again, this is what I wish I had known. And real quick before I forget, I had to let you guys know that this year's Plantapalooza is all about fitness over 40. The link is in the description box. It's completely free to attend. It's May 21st to the 28th, so grab your free ticket while you can. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, I did go ahead and send this out with the link and everything you need to know, but the link is in the description box as well. So if you're new to me, my name is Kiki. I am a mom in her 40s. I lost 70 pounds on a low-fat, high-carb, plant-based diet, and I have been maintaining it now for years and years. I'll show you guys what I look like right now, today. This is the shape I'm in. So I've been maintaining my weight loss for many years now. The book that started my whole plant-based journey was The Starch Solution. I still recommend this book. I think it is an excellent beginner's guide to how and why you want to do this. And it's written by a medical doctor that has 40 plus years of experience helping people reverse their health issues, diseases, and weight problems on a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet. Now, when you kind of enter, and I don't know if this is everybody's experience, but this was my experience, when you kind of enter the whole food plant-based world, you're kind of met with a lot of things. You know, the no oil, no sugar, no salt was the big three. And if you were looking for weight loss, the, very low fat, no fat thing is a big topic. Now, what happened to me, which I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, is I looked at no oil, no salt, and no sugar as more like guidelines than rules, because there's no way that I was going to be able to live a life completely free of those things, which if you are like me and can't just completely eliminate all those things from your life 100% for the rest of your life, it can be hard to be in some of the whole food plant-based community groups online. You get really ostracized, but there's some good ones that are really supportive as well. I knew that salt was going to need to stay, and Dr. McDougall didn't say you had to be salt-free. Just salt at the table a little bit, you'll be fine. So I have stuck with that still to this day. The no sugar thing as well. I, will have treats. There's Christmas cookies. There's an entire season of Christmas cookies that has to happen, and pies and, all the things in our lives. So for me and my family, we have chosen to go the route of 90% awesome and 10% not so awesome. But that 90% of awesome food choices does all the heavy lifting. And I found that through my weight loss journey, I was fine and I did fine. So now we're still getting to the number one thing I wish I had known when I started my plant-based journey, is that no oil is difficult. It's very difficult. I still have always used a light spray of oil. My hot sauces have a little bit of oil in them, but I don't drench foods in oil anymore. I, rarely, if ever, eat fried food just because my stomach can't handle it anymore. My husband has an iron stomach and can whiff down a plate of French fries from a restaurant and not gain any weight and feel like running a marathon afterwards. That's not my experience. So I chose to be very moderate with my oil use and reduce my overall fat intake, which is one of the major things that helped me lose 70 pounds in 14 months and keep it off all these years. Now, this isn't fat-free diet, because when I say, a low-fat diet, people are like, well, where do you get your healthy fats from? You can't cut out fat. I'm not cutting out fat. I eat lots of avocado, nuts, and seeds. I just don't eat canola oil, and once in a while I have some tater tots, I'm not gonna lie. And those are fried, but I can only have like 4 or I feel sick. But the point is, I'm still getting healthy fats. I'm just no longer overdoing it like I did on a standard American diet, where I was coating everything in grass-fed butter and oil, and it was just, and all the dairy and meat is all so high in fat. That was gone, and lowering and being aware of the oils that are in everything on the market really helped me be successful on my weight loss journey without ever having to count calories. But in the whole food plant-based community, there can be this stigma of using any oil, and there's this phobia out there, which I also had when I first started, that if I had any little bit of oil, like even the little bit that's in my hot sauce, that somehow that was going to stop my weight loss. So the number one thing that I wish I had known when I first started my plant-based journey, my plant-based weight loss journey, is that oil and fat will not stop your weight loss when it's not large amounts of your daily caloric intake, causing you to consume an excess of calories in a day. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I see it in the comments all day, all over YouTube and Facebook and Instagram of, well, that hot sauce that you're using has oil in it, will it stop my weight loss? No, the teaspoon or two of hot sauce that has the tiniest amount of oil in it is not going to stop your weight loss. And I understand where you're coming from, because I was terrified about this as well. There's like, when you first start your high carb, low fat, plant-based weight loss journey, you are new to all of these rules, and there's like this mysticism out there of what's gonna cause weight loss to stop and what's gonna, hinder your results. So I just wish I had known not to stress the little stuff, like the oil in the hot sauce that I really like, or the little bit of spray oil that I put on my potatoes that I roast in the oven that makes it so much better tasting and crispier than leaving it off, that wasn't hindering my weight loss. So that leads me to the number 2 thing that I wish I had known when I started my weight loss journey, and that is that weight loss always comes down to a calorie deficit. You have to be consistently consuming less calories than you're using in a day to burn fat and lose weight. Now, there are health conditions that can make that a little trickier. I myself had been hypothyroid for 10 plus years, but I had no trouble losing 70 pounds in 14 months following the principles of calorie density and plate building. And I didn't count calories. There's nothing wrong with counting calories, but the point is, you will not see weight loss if you are not in a consistent calorie deficit. Now, number 1 and number 2 play nicely into the number 3 thing I wish I had known when I started my plant-based weight loss journey. And that is that eating oil-free crackers and bread and cookies, even though they're fat-free, can still cause you to not lose weight and maybe even gain weight. Now, because I was confused by all of the oil-free mysticism out there, I thought that I could consume the oil-free rice crackers and bread ad libitum because they were fat-free, so it wasn't gonna hinder my weight loss. And that is not what I experienced. At the beginning, it was what I experienced because I was a lot heavier. I was almost 200 pounds, so I was eating huge amounts of bread and crackers and piles and huge, enormous piles of spaghetti and still losing weight. But that's because I was at such a higher weight. As I got closer to my ideal weight, I stopped losing weight. I hit many plateaus and had to readjust what I was eating and my plate building so that I could continue to see weight loss. So just because some packaged products like rice crackers and bread are oil-free, it does not mean that they are low in calorie. And remember, you will only lose weight if you are in a calorie deficit. Now, with all of that being said, the number 4 thing I wish I had known when I started my weight loss journey is that you can, in fact, eat anything and lose weight if you are in a calorie deficit. So, we knew a guy who did the Krispy Kreme diet where he just ate Krispy Kreme donuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. but he made sure he was in a calorie deficit. And I can't imagine like what that did to his body from a nutrition standpoint, but he lost weight because he was in a calorie deficit. Now, I'm not saying you want to go and just eat all the junk food you want, but stay in a calorie deficit. But what I am saying is weight loss doesn't have to be so boring and painful. It doesn't have to be just kale and quinoa salads that are completely fat-free. You can't put a dressing on it and just squeeze lemon on it. It doesn't have to be that way. I wouldn't have been able to sustain my weight loss journey or my lifestyle now after and keep the weight off if I was feeling so miserable, you know, by eating that way. And not miserable from a nutritional standpoint, miserable from an emotional standpoint. Like, I was successful because I learned to basically clean up my favorite comfort foods so that they were big in volume so that I'd stay full, but lower in calories, but still had that amazing, delicious comfort food flavor. That's why I was able to get 70 pounds off and keep it off all these years. So if you are new or just starting your weight loss journey, or you're in a plateau and you're trying to figure things out, the biggest takeaway I want for you guys to have is that weight loss will not happen if you are not in a calorie deficit. If your weight keeps staying the same, then you are eating the amount of calories your body is using every single day. So you're in energy balance. So you're not going up in weight and you're not going down in weight. Now, everybody's weight fluctuates 1 to 5 pounds a day, depending on sleep, stress, salt intake, how much water you're retaining, where you are in your cycle as a female. So those little fluctuations are gonna always be there. But if you are hopping on the scale week after week and you are going up week after week, then you are probably gaining weight. And that means that you are burning this amount of calories to function every day, but you are consuming more calories than you need, and that's causing your weight to increase. So if you want to lose weight, you need to consume less calories than you burn in a day so that your weight will come down. Now, I was able to do this without counting calories. And I did that through learning the principles of calorie density and learning how to apply them to the plate building methods that I teach you guys on my channel and in my national best-selling book, Plantifully Lean. So if you are just starting your journey, I highly, highly recommend picking up my book, Plantifully Lean. It's sold in stores everywhere books are sold. However, Amazon does have it on sale for $16, which is awesome. So I would order it there if you can wait. But I teach you everything you need to know in there about calorie density and plate building and what different plates to use depending on where you are in your weight loss journey. I also teach you how to work through some of those plateaus that we all are going to have on our weight loss journeys. And then of course you have 120 plus of my most popular recipes in there to help you navigate this lifestyle. Now, let's say you already have my book, you've been following me for a while, you have read Dr. McDougall's books, you're in the whole food plant-based community, and you are in the biggest plateau of your life, you can't get your weight to budge. One of the things you are gonna wanna look at is your daily caloric intake. You wanna figure out what your daily needs are to maintain your weight, and then subtract 250 to 500 calories from that and track your calories for a week so you can see where you're overeating. Because it's really, really easy to have a handful of nuts here, have a handful of Johnny's crackers over here, you know, have 3 little nuggets of chocolate, you know, and in a day, 250 calories to 500 calories is not a lot of calories. And it's really easy to maintain our body weights. Our bodies are designed to maintain their weight. So you have to work with your body, just kind of take a look at the data and see what's happening. So if you aren't eating any crackers and you aren't using any oil and you're being moderate about your nut and avocado intake and you're not eating, you know, tons of bread, then you really still want to look at, okay, am I overeating rice? Am I overeating potatoes? And just bump up the non-starchy vegetables like I teach you guys. My newest book, Plantifully Simple, that will be on store shelves July 9th and is available for pre-order. I have the link down below for you guys. That book, I am going over all of this, how to look at the numbers, how to accurately assess your activity level, because that's where a lot of people go wrong. They are putting that they are more active than they actually are in their calorie trackers, and that's keeping them at a energy balance level, so they are not seeing weight loss. I'm going through the nitty-gritty in my newest weight loss guide and cookbook to show you guys how to look at the data, track it for a little bit, doesn't have to be forever, and how to use those principles of calorie density to be able to eat large volumes of food for less calories. I'm also introducing a new plate that I call the lean plate for those of you that still, have lost most of the weight that they want to lose, still don't want to count calories, but you're at those last like 5 to 10 pounds. I got you with the lean plate. If you haven't spent time on my channel or on my Instagram, go through my channel and look at the videos on calorie density and plate building, guys, because this is paramount, especially if you are just starting out. Learn the 50-50 plate, how to fill up on those non-starchy vegetables first, and then enjoy all of those starchy vegetables that you love. Make room for desserts and all the tens of thousands of you guys that I've heard from that have lost 20, 30, 40, 60. Some of you have lost more than 200 pounds. You guys know this works. You know that you get to eat the waffle recipe out of there, all the pancakes, the burrito bowls, the pizza, the egg rolls, the wontons, all that good stuff, because it all incorporates the principles of calorie density. So if you are new, just starting, and you're looking to lose weight, you need to learn about the principles of calorie density and how to plate build so that you can get going on this weight loss journey. Pick up Plantifully Lean. Amazon has it so cheap right now, and you will be well on your way. I do also really recommend Dr. John McDougall's book, The Starch Solution, especially if you're new to a plant-based diet, because he will scientifically teach you why eating this way is better for your health and wellness, and why weight loss will happen when you eat this way. He also covers the questions about where do you get your protein, how do you get enough calcium, all of that good stuff. So I still cannot recommend the Starch Solution enough. Don't be paranoid about the oil in your hot sauce or the spray that you want to put on your fries, as long as you are not overdoing the oil, because oil is the most concentrated source of calories. It is wise to drastically reduce the use of oil, but don't fret the hot sauce. Like, hot sauce is life. I have like 30 different hot sauces. It's a problem. So don't fret the little stuff. Having some slices of avocado here and there aren't gonna kill you. Again, if you are staying in a calorie deficit, being really good about all of the non-starchy vegetables, starting with those, then moving to your starches, and staying away for the most part from the refined, cookies, crackers, chips, all of that stuff. I think you can do that sparingly in little bits. If you're counting calories, if you're tracking your calories, you for sure can make more room for that stuff. But if you don't want to track calories, then you really need to use the principles of calorie density and the plate building, and stick with the recipes that I share with you guys in my books and on my channel, so that you're not wondering why this isn't working for you. But when people write to me and say, can I eat bread on this diet, or is that gonna make me gain weight? Well, it can make you gain weight. It can make you not lose weight because of the calorie issue, because it is way higher in calories than, potatoes, but it doesn't have to make you gain weight. You can make room for some bread here and there. Just, you have to be moderate about it and learn how to work it into your lifestyle. So I hope that kind of can answer some questions for you. Those are the major humps I had to go over when I was on my weight loss journey, the whole fat and oil thing. I still eat a low fat diet. I don't cook in oil except for light spray here or there. Most of my fat intake comes from avocados and then nuts and seeds that are in my sauces. So they're diluted with the water or the nut milk and the ingredients. So you're not having these concentrated amounts of fat and calories. I absolutely eat bread and have pasta and all of that stuff, but the majority of my diet is focused around whole, unprocessed foods that can still taste amazing. Like baked potatoes with my cheese sauce all over them and ketchup and hot sauce is like the best thing. You know, homemade baked onion rings dipped in my ranch, like it's delicious and it's fun to eat this way. So it doesn't have to be boring. You can absolutely do this. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. That is where I post the most frequently. I'm always posting new recipes there. I try to post as much as I can here as well. And take a look at my videos. I will link some helpful videos for you guys in the description box below. Remember to keep this journey about health and not just about the skinny. Remember to love yourself and spread that love to somebody else. I love you guys and I'll see you next time.